Sunrise. With every sunrise there's a new adventure. Come and join Russ and Margie as they jump in to their adventure of sailing the world. In this episode we sail from Happy Jack Island around Cape Colville and down towards the Great Mercury Island. It was truly a magnificent spot. All the anchorages were unreal. Most of the time around this area of the coast there was absolutely no wind at all, so we just had to motor along, but it was beautiful, calm conditions, mountainous coastline, rugged, great fishing spots, and the little anchorages, the sand was white, and it was so clear. Pulled up here at Great Mercury Island in one of the little bays. You can see how magnificent it is. This island is completely owned by two guys from New Zealand. I think they're merchant bankers, and they run a big sheep farm. They're doing a lot of restoration work on the island, and they allow you to walk around and check out all the vegetation and the beaches and landscape. Very nice. The kingfish around a metre long just swam past me in the kayak as I paddled along here. Got me all pumped up for a bit of fishing and lobster snorkeling later on.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes.
It's hard to picture a more perfect anchorage than that.
I hear the sound of empty streets.
It was such a beautiful day. We thought we'd go for a wander around some of the tracks on the island. So left the kayaks on the beach there and walked all up around these mountains and hills and looked at the different bays, and wow, look at that.
Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught.
Except for the beautiful beaches, this landscape reminded us so much of the New England in New South Wales, where they do a lot of sheep and cattle farming.
Quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight.
This is our first walk on Great Mercury, and it's such a beautiful place. Lots of birds, although I haven't seen any, I've just heard them so far. And the beaches are beautiful with lovely white sand and clear blue water.
Making echoes as we walk. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made
The
up
two
place
merchant bankers that own Great Mercury Island financed the first New Zealand America's Cup team. They do a lot for the community. They also have a New Year's Eve party out here where everyone's invited, and they supply food, drinks, the whole lot. You can see the gullies here are fenced off to keep the sheep out. This is part of the restoration work on the island where they've fenced the sheep out and let the vegetation grow back to its wild state. Doing really well.
standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see.
I'm home. This beautiful bay, crystal clear water. You can see all the kelp growing on the rocks there. So later in the night we got the squid jigs out, turned the lights on, caught some beautiful calamari, and wow, weren't they yum. Water's so clean here. I think I'm going to get in and snorkel for a lobster. Now what that is, it kind of looks like a lava tube, or I guess that's what it is. Or maybe it's a tree root that filled up with limestone. Now, that's quite bizarre.
Take my hand and lead even when I disagree. Oh, how I love when it rains outside.
We really are getting so much use out of our inflatable Moby kayaks. It's just so much fun to just jump in, paddle the shore. It's a little wetland area in the middle of the island. You can tell where the sheep are gnawing it down all the way along. Not a bad spot to live if you're a sheep or even a human. Said to Margie, this make a beautiful house site. The trees were covered with orchids and air plants, like grandfather whiskers and other cactusy looking things. Really beautiful. As we wandered along the coastline, there was just spectacular view after spectacular view. It was, well, I've said it many times, truly beautiful.
Maybe we run so fast, maybe we got too high. But I remember days of wonder. We were always gonna last. Yes, I do remember tears and the laughter. How could we fall so
Margie's just spotted that little beach down on the left-hand corner. We're going to make our way down there where she can do laps up and down her own beach.
We'll
Would have been fantastic to have my drone here, but this is after the seagull knocked it out of the sky and into the water, and before I got the chance to fly newer. So we've made it to Margie's little beach. Let's just got to get our togs on and go for a swim. I hope this footage is capturing the sheer beauty of this place. I mean, remember this is peak holiday time as well. New Zealand really has got some beautiful, beautiful cruising grounds and spectacular islands and sceneries. Now that's a painting, isn't it? The colours, the backdrop. Wow, only I was a sheep.
Look into your eyes, I see we're out of time. Did what we could, my friend, but now we're at the end.
Peter and Margaret off their boat called In the Mood, anchored in the same bay as us, and they both knew quite a lot about Great Mercury Island and the birds and the trees that grew on the island, and so we all decided to go for a walk. And sure enough, we did find 2 or 3 of the kakas, which are a large cockatoo type looking bird from New Zealand. We had a lovely afternoon wandering through these trails before we made our way back down around and over the top of the headlands and onto the boat where we feasted on the calamari we caught the night before. So that's all for this video. Next time we head back down towards Gulf Harbour and get some work done before we get back out on the water. I'm not quite sure about this anchorage. Don't know whether it's quite perfect enough.